sounds killer. Like what's the exhaust setup on it? Because it just
the exhaust setup,
glorious sound. That sound. Alright, what is up y'all? Welcome back. R32 GTR with That Racing Channel. And I have a 700 horsepower R32 GTR for you guys today. This thing is immaculate. Single turbo swapped. Got the black Graham lights on there. The owner, Ahmet, is a good friend of mine. What's up, Ahmet? How are ya?
good, how are you?
Good, man. So, this is a 94 GTR?
Yeah, 94.
Alright, well, let's start it up. Let's see what it sounds like. That is killer. But I love that candy. The gold on the RB26. Got the Nismo cap on there and the brace. Is this Garage Defend carbon panel or is this one of the JSI ones?
I think it's a JSI.
JSI?
It's not really JSI, it's probably like some other replica, but I wouldn't call it JSI, but it's a replica.
Yeah, okay. You got a 33 on the way. All right, so now you've seen the outside of the car. Let's jump in. We'll go for a little ride and talk about the car. Such a sick R32 GTR, true Aussie built car. All right, so tell me about this thing. Who built it? What made you get one?
Yeah, so I purchased the car. I was roughly like 19 years old. Didn't know anything about GTRs, just knew that I needed one.
Yeah.
And I wanted one. So at the time, didn't know much about it. Got my mate, I didn't even have a license to drive it. Got my mate to drive it up to the drags. I think on the third pass, around the 12.6, it was stock setup. I blew the turbos on the third run. So we had to get my mate drove it there, I drove it at the drags, and then I didn't have a full license to drive it, I was on my piece. So then we got it towed home. Basically spent all my money on it. I had a Honda S2000 before that, sold that to buy this. Spent all my money on it. I think the car sat around for 6 months till I could get some cash together. I didn't know whether to go twins or single. Ended up going for Dash 7 twins, and then that didn't last long before the head gasket went. And then,
you had the full GTR experience.
Yeah. I think there was some damage done to begin with the turbos. Did an engine rebuild. I forged 2.6. I just had enough money to get the 2.6. It was Nitto forge build, pistons. It was, you know, I did all the oil control, 9 litre sump, Nitto oil pump, everything so I could track it. I can drive it on the street as hard as I want, and it was going to make the power all day, every day, you know, turnkey start. It's still something that what we built back in 2013. Turbos were done at a big workshop, but I didn't have big workshop money back then. So we got my friend who worked for Nissan, he has a 900 horsepower GTR. He's built a number of GTRs in the community, and the community was small. Like the GTR, I don't think the GTR workshops was as in the mainstream.
Right.
Mandra was still like early days and stuff. So I had a friend build it, and I mean, touch wood, it's been going strong ever since, you know. So he knew exactly what to put in it to make the power reliably. So like I said, you know, forged pistons, Argo rods, all the ACL bearings. Initially I was still running with the twins once I built the engine, because the turbos are still less than 1,000 kilometers old before I blew the head gasket.
Yeah. We
ran with that setup, made 360 kilowatts, ran low 11s with it, and then I eventually went to single turbo. The stock gearbox didn't like it. In fact, the first pull I did on the way to GTR Festival, it ended up blowing third gear, the infamous third gear.
Infamous third gear.
Yeah, and And then a week after that, I got my hands on a Getrag out of a 34 6-speed. I kept the 411 diff, which I think is a brilliant setup for the street. It's very responsive. You do need to roll through the gears, but you make boost in every gear, you know, like you don't need to downshift to get on it. You know, it's not trying to break any land speed records or anything, but it's a good setup for the street.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, I mean, like, what, you're in 4th gear now? 4th
gear now.
And we're just cruising along, and I can just, like, so...
We can even go to 5th.
Let me back up a second, because I can hear this turbo screaming away, and we're, like, not even pushing it.
No.
What's the turbo?
So the turbo is a GTW. I believe it's like a TO4Z turbo with, like, a billet core of some sort. Some, obviously, modern core. So it's more responsive. It's relatively cheaper. I think its equivalent would be like a GTX 3582.
Okay.
One of them.
Okay. I
thought it was a reliable turbo, the manifold to suit. It works on twin scroll.
Yeah, it sounds killer. Like, what's the exhaust setup on it? Because it just...
The exhaust setup...
Glorious sound. Fantastic.
The exhaust setup is a bit of everything, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So it's got a Kakimoto catback. It's got a cat.
Yeah.
It does have a exhaust valve, but I don't really turn it on. That's without it off. That's with it off. So driving, what, at 60, 70 k's right now, you know, it's pretty good. But yeah, it's a bit of custom dump pipe, catback.
Yeah.
Kakimoto.
Okay. Kakimoto.
It's not a Canon though. It's like an oval.
And what, like 3.5 inch, 4 inch?
3.5 inch.
3.5 inch,
yes.
Yeah. That's sick. And what boost was it?
It made 522 kilowatts on 32 pounds.
Nice.
I believe.
So like what, 750 horsepower?
No, it made 700 flat.
699.8. Okay. Ready for that. I'm like, wait, why are we moving around? And so you said it's like full backyard build, like this wasn't a shop build at all?
It wasn't a shop build. Well, the mechanic, he worked for Nissan.
Yep.
He's built a number of them. He's got his own GTR, still has it. Yeah, Techni was built in a garage.
Yeah,
backyard.
That's awesome, man.
But with the expertise.
And I mean, but look, it's still running, what, 2013? It's been running for ages. That sound.
Yeah, it's very responsive. I can short shift in any gear. When I had the 5-speed for the first week before it blew, I did realize the turbo was on much on the lazy side. It felt like how the 5-speed normally feels. You know, you really had to rev it to feel it.
Yeah.
This, I mean, we're in 5th gear doing 60 k's, and you're already making boost.
Yeah.
You're already making 2-3 pounds of boost, and that's in 5th gear. You wouldn't be able to do that with a 5-speed.
Yeah.
I'd have to be on the freeway.
The sound is the best part of any RB. 100%. The sound is the best.
I have considered other cars. Maybe I'm thinking I'm getting old, but I don't think anything will replace the sound of an RB.
Nah, no chance, man. No chance. So walk me through, I guess, the exterior mods that you did, because I noticed when we walked around it earlier, you had like the wing risers on the back, because that's not a standard piece, is it?
No, it isn't. I mean, those you know me well enough. You know me since 2013. I think.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
These cars had like 1 million revisions since then. It's had about 10 sets of like wheels and valves, rays, all sorts of cars.
There was a period you went through wheels like every
3 months. Yeah. Currently, it has a Hesemi front lip. It's got the J side, not the J side, the body form N1 style side skirts, which I think fit absolutely much better than the standard ones, because they don't have the gaps in between with 3 pieces.
Yeah.
In the rear, I've got the Abflug carbon fiber spoiler, or that style. It's got a crazy Hornet standard OEM wing risers.
Oh yeah.
And it has the N1 boot lip to suit. So the standard N1 boot lip wouldn't fit. It'd foul on the legs of the OEM spoiler and the crazy Hornet. So it's like an N1 lip that's made to go with
those wing risers. Yeah, okay, that's cool.
I think that's it. I've kept them very minimalistic. Before I had all the carbon side skirt extensions and stuff. For a car I don't drive very often, I don't want to have to sit and take speed humps and driveways very slowly.
Yeah.
I just want to drive it hard and boring.
Oh, that is so good. It's weird because I've driven this before, and in the passenger seat, I don't know what it is. It feels it's a completely different experience. It's like driving it, you're going through the gears, and like even if you aren't really up it, you feel how quick it is. But in the passenger seat, it's like magnified. What's this gauge setup? I can see this massive screen behind the steering wheel there.
So this is an Australian company. It's a PowerTune digital dash, and I think they use a Raspberry Pi Android sort of system.
Oh yeah.
And you can, everything's customizable. So your startup screen, your wallpaper, the way your rev counter works, the way it looks, these gauges. There's a million different gauges as long as you've got the sensors to suit.
Yep.
It's just one plug that goes straight into your ECU. It's a CAN plug, I believe. It's for a Haltech.
Yep.
Very simple. It took me less than 10 minutes to install. Obviously,
Yeah, wow.
I know my way around this car.
Yeah.
I've worked on it that many times.
That's it.
10 minutes, I knew exactly what to do. It runs off GPS, the Speedo. I couldn't be happier, and it's very well priced. You know, there are the high-end dashes. I just want something that was something simple. I've got another steering column. I can always remove this and have the factory look again.
Yeah. Tell me about your wheel and tire setup. I've seen the Mickey Thompsons on there, which is, I think, is pretty new for you.
Mickey Thompsons are definitely new. I'm more about the stretch BBS LMs and the SSR 3-piece wheels. I initially built the car to run a 10-second pass. I still haven't run it. I ran a 11.2 on my last 19-inch stretch tire setup.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know, I'd get some 17-inch wheels, small, lightweight gram lights. Brakes are all round Evo 9, Mitsubishi Evo 9 with the Alpha Omega adapters.
Yep.
So they run 350mm rotors front and rear.
All right, well, hope you guys enjoyed that. I think that we're gonna wrap this up here. Thank you, Ahmet, for letting me tag along, and we'll see you guys on the next one. See you later.